warm-up, presented by Scott Credit Union. Your St. Louis
Hockey and report. Aloha and mahalo. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. And joining me, as always, is Miss Ashley. Got Jones. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Guy. How are you?
I am good. You know what? I've been watching hockey all day. My God, at the Avalanche. I don't know what to do about them.
There's nothing we can do about them. We have done what we can with what we have. We split the series with them. But you've got to understand that they're probably going to go in a slump here soon. They've been playing pretty easy teams lately. But all we can do is focus on our game and improve and do what we can by winning our games.
They've taken 32 shots, 2 periods.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They took 24 shots in the first against Montreal, and they were only up 1-0. Now they're up 2-1. Last I looked, I've got I didn't switch my TV over to the other thing to see so I could watch the end of it. It's on NHL Network. Probably on a few other things. You can probably get it on ESPN or one of those, I'm sure. You sit there and you watch them, and for me, I'm asking myself, how do we beat them, right? How do we beat them? What do we do to beat this team? And I honestly, I don't know. And I'm saying that so I'm watching them play, and they had 6 men on ice for 22 seconds before it got called.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have 6 men on ice for 22 seconds before it gets called?
They're
right?
Obviously a favorite, but I don't like to, use that as an excuse. But this season, I'm trying to look up what they beat us. I know they won one.
Hey, check
we
your
won
mic.
one.
I think in your settings, your mic is on your camera mic and not that mic.
I'll see.
Yeah, I bet you if you check it, because I'm getting a pretty good echo. So it sounds like your mic is like way far away and not right up against you. Now try.
I'm gonna have to come out and come back in.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead and do that while we're figuring other things out here, or at least I'm trying to figure other things out here. Oh man, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Dum, give me gum. 1, 2.
Is that any
There
better?
we go. Oh, yep.
Okay.
That fixed it.
All right. But
Yeah,
anyways,
no, I can tell you sounded like this. Okay, what's going on right now?
anyways, I don't believe they beat us that bad this season. I think that we kept it close.
We did. We beat them once. We lost once, and the one we lost wasn't like an out. What it wasn't an 8-0 whopping like they did
The
last
previous season.
I do admit that, and I do know that. But just watching this team, I'm like, what the hell? I mean, for us to beat them, and we do match up with them. Okay, that is not a down. It's going to come down to goaltending. It's really going to you're going to see 2 teams that are going to get on each other's goaltenders. That are going to fire shots on the goaltenders, and it's going to come down to which goaltender is better. And I hate saying that, but that's exactly where it's going to come to.
Okay, yes. The game they beat us 4-3. They scored it in the last minute, and we were all ticked off. That's right.
That was it wasn't Kadri. It was yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we got most of the echo out of it. I'm sure there's a little bit, and that might be coming from me. I don't think it's from Ashley.
I thought I fixed it, but if I'm echoing, I'm
you
sorry.
Did. It's coming from me. It's just the way my studio's set up and I get a little echo off of mine. So.
Actually, I think it was Kadri in the last minute.
Nah, it wasn't Kadri. It was somebody else.
It was either Kadri, Makar, or Comfer, because those are the ones that scored. Comfer had 2.
Who was the one who scored last?
It doesn't show me that. All it's showing me is that JT Comfer had 2 goals, Makar had 1, and Kadri had 1. Unless I watched the highlights.
Yeah, I want to say it was Comfer. Actually, I mean, if I could just go, I'm not even going to try it right now. I could go to the game. But yeah, I remember that they scored really late. We gave up a late goal. We should have gotten the point for taking it to overtime. No, I mean we're a different team than we were back then. I will admit that. We are a stronger team.
Oh yeah.
A lot of questions that we had, we don't have anymore.
And
The
we've
only
played
question-
through hardships that they got their games canceled for. That's why they had
Yeah.
such a big. We didn't get that luxury. We had to play through, and we played through well.
Yeah, I agree there. The thing for me, Chris Saki says, contain their first line and rely on our other three lines for goals. Well, that is one thing that I did notice today that I think is going to hurt them. Like they had guys that in the first period had 8 minutes played, right? If you take that through 2 periods, you got your top line playing 22, 23 minutes a game. Can't do that. I mean, that wears them out, right? Yeah, I'm starting to hear a little bit of the echo now in mine, so I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make it go away, basically. So, oh well. Steve Glass says still working on the defensive side of the ice, but the Blues have definitely gotten better. Yeah, I agree with that. I do. I think when you look at the NHL as a whole right now, you have teams that have done Tommy. You have teams. It's not on you. It's on me. The echo's on me. I don't know if it's the mic or something in one of my settings or something like that. The only thing I can try to do is turn it down a little bit and see if that makes it go away. Maybe. No,
But I don't even hear. I don't hear the echo on you at all.
Yeah, I think they're catching it. I hear it in my ears, so I think it's a delay. Is what's happening. What I might be hearing is the delay. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I just kind of thought, why not do one? I can't leave. And then again, I got to admit, I got something really neat today.
Yeah, it's awesome. I saw your picture.
Yeah, so I had to. I had to, I wanted to come on and show this and support my guys, even though, I didn't serve. I'm going to milk that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It really is, but...
Well, not only that, I had a shipmate call me today. Spent 40 minutes talking on the phone and then called him the wrong name at the end of the conversation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. It happens there, and it is what it is. To be honest, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and fret over it or anything like that. Trying to go to my noise gate to see if I can drop some of the release there. Let's see if that helps out a little bit.
Stephen Glass says that he does that to customers at work.
Yeah, I can see some of that. Let me try the hold. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's much better. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that almost made it go away. I'm barely hearing it. So
good.
There we go. Yeah, I worked on that. There's some settings. My board has some settings in it, some really deep settings that you can adjust the mic, and some of them I don't understand completely. So getting that attack and that hold and that, so when you talk, you don't get that coming back is part of it.
Yeah, the feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of that. So, you had your booster shot. I hope you're feeling better, bud. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, I know you were nervous about it.
Yep. We got 10 people watching us. Thank you for coming on and talking hockey with us today. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm really, really excited about tomorrow. What do you mean you don't get to play next weekend, Chris? You're out? What happened, bud? What happened? Tell us what happened, my friend. I wonder if he got injured or if he got COVID. That's the only two things I think could take him out.
Yeah.
I can't see him not making Charlie's lineup. Right? So it had to be an injury. Hey, my hand, look at this.
Yeah, that looks really good. You're getting some movement back.
Yeah, it's getting there. Do we know? No, actually, I think it'll be Bennington tomorrow. Right? I want it to be Bennington. To be honest, I want it to be. I want Bennington to get tomorrow and Monday, but he won't.
No, they won't do
So
him two back to back, so it'll probably be. I don't know. It might be Huso because they would want Bennington versus Calgary.
I want Bennington against Calgary. I really do. And I
So I
get.
mean, I'd be all right with a Huso start tomorrow. I really would.
I am too. Oh man, that sucks, bud. I'm sorry. I know how much you want. I hope you're going to go anyways and support him, but I'm really sorry, man. I really sorry. I call Benner for the start tomorrow. If Calgary was a day later, yeah, I could see it. But with Calgary Monday, I went Bennington against Calgary, right? And look, I know he's had his issues. I know he has. However, when you look at the style of play he has, I think it matches up well against Calgary. Calgary is going to try and get deflections. Calgary is going to try and surround that net. Calgary is going to do things to interrupt the flow of the game. And if I watch Huso play and if I watch Bennington play, damn it, Colorado just made it 3-1. I think that Bennington does better when the flow of the game gets interrupted coming back than Huso does. Right? And so with that being said, I absolutely want to see I want to see Bennington against Calgary, And if he goes in and he flubs it up, okay, then keep starting Huso until Huso's not the hot hand anymore. And I get that.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, I know. Ooh, and I just had a little bit of a GERD attack. So give me
Oh,
yeah,
you're totally
not good.
fine.
Yeah, I'll get to it. Is it a day game? No, it's not. It's a night game on a Sunday.
9 p.m. on a
Yeah,
Sunday.
10 p.m. for you, Marianne. 10 p.m. Oh, all you guys on the East Coast, please be. My audio sounds slightly better on YouTube. I wish I could make things a lot better. I do the best I can. There's different, settings, and I try and set them but I'm not an audio engineer. I wish I was, but I'm deaf, so hard to be an audio engineer when you can't hear yourself.
Yes.
I mean, I have to hear myself, I have to jerk my volume up like this, or I have to jerk the internal volume up to really help cover that. And then I know it starts changing the voice profile, so I don't want to change the voice profile. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to call that one back. Offsides. Maybe. Hold on. No goal. Offsides. Yeah. About damn time. It sounds fine on Facebook, too. I just noticed it sounds better here for whatever reason. Okay, Tommy, no problem. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate each and every one of you. Right?
Absolutely.
We really do. And this brings me up something that happened yesterday. And it's part of the reason I'm here. Right? Guys, look, I love each and every one of you. I know that not every one of you is going to get along with each one of you, right? It's going to happen. You're going to get mad at somebody. You're going to get pissed off. You're not going to like what they say. Okay, that's fine. Do it respectfully. And if you have an issue, don't take it out on me. I'm sorry. I have to be impartial. I can't support you. I can't support him or her or whatever. I have to be impartial. That's period. I have to do that. The incident that happened yesterday between two guys that got on each other, I'm the one in the middle that got it taken out on. A group got shut down that was really supporting the show. And I'm upset about that. And I can be upset about that. And there's nothing I can do about it. But don't take shit out on me or Ashley or Lance. We're doing the best job we can. Fair enough?
Fair enough. It was partially my fault, though. I was sharing the show. I should have paid better attention to the chat.
But it wasn't. It was not. It was. But that's the thing. It wasn't on us. We didn't show the comments. We brought it up. We told the two guys to knock it off, to be respectful, and they both decided to not. Both, right? And I hear the same thing from both of them. Oh man, yeah, yeah. There you go. Buff drove an hour and a half to tell Chris that he wasn't going to be on the team. Wow,
I'm sorry,
that
Chris. I
tells you
really
something.
am.
But it tells you something.
Hmm.
Chris has been Chris. If you don't know Chris, Chris has been with me from I think last season when I started doing the. I don't think he was with me when I was doing the recorded show, but I think he started following when we did the live shows. And when I did the show on the Hockey Warriors, he just jumped on that. He sat in a chair for a few years. He watched planes fly around, didn't do much else. But that's when you're in the Air Force, that's the best you can do. I get it, the chair force. But he went and joined the Warriors because of us, and he's been a big proponent of ours, big proponent of them. He did something really special for me. He had gotten a white stick that he had and had a whole bunch of people signed it, and somebody stole it. So it is what it is. But we're
Yeah, I
still.
thought Chris did. He watched the recording because I caught the tail end of it, but I was here whenever you first started going live. Like
Yeah.
I saw your YouTube
Oh, okay. Yeah.
pre-records.
Okay. So you were watching when I was doing the studio style show,
Hmm.
doing that and doing skits and things like that. So
Yeah,
okay.
but he was
So he's been
commenting
around a
before I
while.
was.
I think since Pareko had a chat with Pronger, he has been better. The last couple of games, he's looked like a different player. That is a very good statement.
Oh, here's a good one.
No, I didn't
Yes,
hear that.
yes, I did.
Okay, what did he say?
He was asked if he was ready, to go to Canada, and he said, "Well, I'm not really looking forward to it, but we are going to go and play some hockey and get it done as fast as we can." It was
Okay, I'm
great.
sorry. Chris was in the Army. He wasn't in the chair force. Right? He built bridges. He was a combat engineer. He built bridges so we could blow them up. Right? Yeah. Actually, no. Today I had a good conversation with the guy I served with,
Hmm.
and we were talking about a lot of different things. And he was bringing up. We were talking about, how I have recurring dreams or things. And I have dreams of still being on watch, right?
Hmm.
Like it's still being there. Tommy says, "Go Fault, the true hero with the Carhartt hat too." I didn't get to see it, so I'll have to look
I'll
for
send
it.
you a link. It was great. I really
Okay,
liked it.
yeah.
But then on Twitter, he was getting torn up by Canadians who were like, "We have less COVID cases here," and then Americans were like, "Oh well, we don't quarantine them for more than 10 days."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's the thing, right? That's the thing with social media, and that's what I'm finding out. No, I blew them up and played in minefields. Army has brigade engineers. Okay, bridge engineers. Okay, whatever. Right? I've sat in. I'll tell you what. There is no, and I don't even know how to say this in a way that people would even understand it. There is no moment in your life, no moment that is more terrifying than knowing you're in a minefield and hearing click. I've heard click, right? I've heard click. And if you want to know why I'm the way I am, it's because I heard click.
Hmm.
And I think, I've talked to guys about it. Most of them don't remember it, don't know it. Some of them even told me maybe it's just in your mind. And I says, well, if it is, that was a loud freaking bang. Because
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure I heard a mine hit the side of the ship and not go off.
Hmm.
Right? And I deal with that all the time. Um, 10 times less the population than the U.S., so that would make sense. Yeah, that's true. Each government's going to do what they need to do. Yeah, I'll
Hmm.
tell you what's really, really hard for me is I don't look at Canada as another country.
Hmm.
Right? I never have. I had never really like. I remember one night we were playing Ottawa,
Hmm.
and Panger said, "Oh, it's great to be in the country's capital." And I'm thinking to myself, "We're not playing the Caps. We're not in Washington. What's he talking about?" It didn't dawn on me. No, it didn't dawn on me. It never dawned on me that Canada was a separate country, right? And that it is because we have so much freedom between the borders, right? Like, I mean, I have my um, card, your passport card
Yeah.
that goes for Mexico and Canada, right? All you got to do is show that. What's your deal against the Air Force? Uh, e, the way the services treat each other, I could never explain. Uh, I couldn't explain. We all love each other, but we all give each other crap, right? And we will always give each other crap. Ooh, wow, that was a bad hit. I can't tell if that was Petey that did it, or oh man, they're sending a couple people away. I don't know what's going on. That was a bad hit. I'm not completely sure what's going on. I've got the game on, but I'm not listening to it. Who plays better against these two teams? Which two teams?
She's referring to our games coming up
Oh, okay.
against the Canucks and the Calgary. So
Right. Oh, we all give the Coast Guard crap. We all call we all give the puddle jumpers everything they can take and handle. You're watching hockey and I'm watching football. I with the playoff games, I haven't been able to watch any of it. Right? I know you're a Packers backer, and
for now,
huh?
for now,
And they're playing today, but I haven't. Yeah, way to go, bud. Thank you. And I know that'll probably help the show out. I do know with those mics though, you got to be really careful, Chris, because that cord is very fragile. So make sure you don't bend that cord or twist that cord because it'll mess that mic up in a heartbeat. It's not a bad mic. It's just what those cords are. Puddle jumpers equals coastline. Marianne's mad at me. Well, you know what, Marianne? Get in line. Chris Weidman, he's a St. Louis boy, right? I talked to him a little bit while I was in St. Louis. Good kid, good kid. Good kid. So what is your expectations for the next couple of days leading up to the All-Star game?
I just really want to watch or have them play basic, simple hockey. Don't make it too fancy, but keep going. Don't stop. Don't play prevent defense. Just keep attacking.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I want to see them. I'm sorry. How do I say this in a nice? I want to see them get that killer instinct in these next couple of games, right? This is the meat of the schedule, right? This is the meat of the schedule. With the way they made February now, February and March, you've got to win the games. You can't count on anybody else to lose them. You got to win them. Right? And you have winnable games. You have games. You faced a very hard portion of your schedule already.
Yeah.
Right? Well, now take advantage of that. Right? Blues tend to allow odd man rushes against the Canucks, and they cut down. They should win the game. Well, the Canucks are only going to have, I'm really surprised that it hasn't been canceled. They have like 7 players out.
Both of their goalies are out.
Yeah.
Like their 3 top scoring people, they're out with COVID. So the Canucks are hurting. I'm surprised they played Florida as well as they did yesterday. I mean, they didn't win, but they took it to overtime. So that was really impressive considering how short they were.
Yeah, they held Florida basically to 1 goal until the shootout. That's impressive. By the way, this is for all you Montreal fans. 2-2, Montreal and Avalanche tied up Suzuki.
Oh, I love Suzuki.
Oh, I know, I do too. I'll tell you what, if you're Mike Hoffman, do you get up every morning, drive into work and go, boy, did I screw up. Boy, did I make a mistake.
Well, it depends. I probably would. But if he's being used in a way that he feels is better for him, then maybe not. He's also been injured a lot this season. I don't think
Yeah.
he's played that many games,
Yeah, I haven't
which could
looked
be
at it.
part of their problem.
Yeah, they've had a lot of injuries. I will admit that. But I'll tell you what, and I don't want to say this in light of anything, but Carey Price, um, that really hurt him, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how to say this in a way. Could he come back? If Carey Price is able to come back, he should come back, and that's what I call it.
Hmm.
I bet Hoffman gets traded at the deadline. He got a 2-year contract with them, so I don't think so.
He might
Right?
because they're in a rebuild. They're obviously in a rebuild. So if they don't feel like he's going to put them in the direction that they want to go, they will trade him.
Yeah. Says after last year's playoffs, I call Suzuki two-stroke. Oh man, yeah, he's got an engine that doesn't quit. I mean, him and his brother both have engines that don't quit.
Yeah, Mike Hoffman's only played 24 games so far.
Okay.
He's got 6 goals, 4 assists for 10 points, and he's a -14. So
Yeah.
he's
But,
not
yeah,
playing
I
well.
don't think there's many people on Montreal with a plus.
Well, let's check that out, just because I'm curious now.
Right? I think a -14 is actually like average there.
Let's see.
Yeah, she's looking. If we have kept Hoffman, would we have gotten Bushnevich? I think we would have gotten Bushnevich. I don't think we get Saad. I don't think we signed Saad. Right?
And I would so rather have Saad.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that Weidman just high stick to the mouth of McKinnon. Right. I think they miss Weber's leadership on the blue line, and that's possible.
And I think
That's
they
possible.
miss Perry too.
Yeah. Hey Teddy, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, man. Welcome. We're just talking open, and it's an open fan day. We don't really have a lot to talk about, but we're giving you guys a chance. Ashley's right now looking at the Montreal plus minus.
Yes, you are correct. There are only 2 players that are a positive number, and there are 3 more players who are 0.
Yeah, and I bet
And
you
everyone
those two
else.
positive players are like no higher than +4.
Their best is a +3, and it's somebody named Niku, but he's only played 13 games.
Okay.
Shauneman, who's played 4 games, is a +1.
Okay. Yeah. So you would. So when they do stats, you have to play a certain amount of the games to count for stats.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I would say they played 30, so you'd have to say 15. You say half the games maybe. So those guys wouldn't even show up on that part.
Oh yeah. So
Right.
it's looking like Hoffman's in the bottom, but there are 6 players worse than him for
Right.
them.
Saad is greater than Hoffman. I don't know about that. Hoffman is a power play specialist, and we know that. We saw that last year.
Well, Saad has the most power play goals for us this season so far, so I'm not saying that he's not.
Yeah. He can do other things.
He absolutely can do other things. He's a more all-around player.
I will give you that. If you can't make the game today, here's the link for the stream. I don't know what that is. Oh man, that's a junk. I think there is no. Well, someone's junking me. Right? Do not click on that link, people. Do not click on that link, and I'll have to go on my Facebook and delete it. Man, I open my stuff up to give people a chance to find me, and then I get, that's what I open myself up to and other things. Saad is more diverse. I'll agree. Saad is a better player, which is what I was saying. I get he's more diverse, but I almost think that Hoffman's power play offense is enough to outweigh what Saad brings.
No, it's
Right?
not. It's
In
absolutely
my
not
eyes.
because Hoffman did not produce anything on the third line. He could not do anything on the third line until he got moved to where he wanted to be. He's a prima donna. Saad can play anywhere we need him. Anywhere.
Okay,
We could
fair
put him on the
enough.
4th line and he'll still produce. He's not a crybaby.
Okay. And she says that knowing I have a signed Hoffman stick and a signed Hoffman jersey.
I don't care. He's a prima donna. We offered him the same
Does
amount of
Sod
money,
have
and he
15?
still went.
Does Sod have 15 goals? Did he?
I think he's getting close.
You
Uh
know what? The 1980 team had 12 guys with 20 goals. We're going to get close to that,
huh.
right? Let me look something up here real quick.
I think he's got 14. Sod has 13 goals.
Okay.
Tarasenko has 14, and the 15 goals are Kyrou, Buchnevich, and Barbashev. They all three have them.
Wow. I think about
O'Reilly has 9. He's going to crack above
that.
the 10 goal mark soon. I think we have one of the higher amount of teams that have more than 10.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
This might be the wrong year. Let me see something here. No, this is the wrong year. I got to move 1 year. Hold on a second. Next season, 1980-81. Here we go. This is going to blow your mind. Wayne Babbage, 54 goals. Jorgen Pedersen, 37 goals. Brian Suter, 35 goals. Perry Turnbull, 34 goals. Bernie Federico, 31 goals. Mike Zook, 24 goals. Tony Curry, 23 goals. Larry Patey, 22 goals. Blake Dunlop, 20 goals. Blair Chapman, 20 goals. That's 10 players with 20 or more goals
Well,
on
I
one
can
team.
I can see that happening. We have quite a few players that I think can get to 30 or more. Even Braden Shen's been playing really well. I could see him easily getting 25 to 30.
Right?
He's got 8 right now. Thomas is warming up.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think we could end up with 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we could end up with 10.
Yeah, I think we could too with 20 goals. I do too. I think this could be another season. See, I love this. I love this 80-81 team. And I've talked to a couple of these guys. Like,
Yeah.
I've talked to Mike Zook. I've talked to Larry Patey. I've talked to Mike Liut. I've talked to Ed Stanowski. I think I've talked to somebody else on this team. Perry Turnbull, I think I talked to him, not on the show, but off show. I mean, I've just had so many of these guys that I've talked to. Chuck Leffley, Chuck, I've talked to, right? Chuck was at I want to say Chuck was at the Haley event. Bob Hess, I've talked to. I got to reach back out to Bob, right? I got to reach back out to Bob. Bob's a real cool guy. Remember me showing that picture of the guys I had dinner with?
Uh-huh.
That was Bob Hess, Larry Patey, Mike Zook, and Gary Unger. What a dinner date, right?
That would be an impressive dinner date.
Yeah, man. What a dinner date. Hold up, where are we at? Somebody says, actually, I think our power play is better this year stat-wise because we are less predictable with those who can score. That's a good point, Tommy. That's a really, really good point. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Oh, I apologize for that.
Oh, you're fine.
We might have a couple get at least 30. Yeah, I can see us having someone. I can see Kyrou getting 40 goals.
Yeah.
I really can.
I mean, I almost think that Booch could too. Tarasenko could.
Tarasenko could, right? Plus 25 in the last 16 games. Who is that? Our goal differential. I think that's what you're talking about there, bud. The blue scoring depth is amazing. They were talking about that during the game yesterday. Yeah, it is. Right? It is. And not only that, I brought this up ad nauseum yesterday. They scored 5 goals trying not to score goals. Right? And that's telling you something. Right? But you look at what's going on right now with this, Montreal's giving Colorado everything that they could ask for, and I love it. We 100-point person. Yes, you know what? We've got a couple guys that are on pace for it. Kyrou is on pace. I think I said he was on pace for 100 and 105, I think, 106 in my article. Do you remember? I know you read the article.
Yeah, I think that's what you said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know I'm boring.
No, 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 no. It's not you.
Yeah, let's see. Cairo, a shooting star in 22. I got the website up finally, and it seems to be running good. Now I just need to write something. Oh, I got something for you guys, and this is not hockey related, but I'll put it out here in a second. Let me see if I can find that where I talked about Cairo and his. He's on pace for, and I just seen it. Man, don't you love that when you see what you want, but then
And then
something clicks up and
yeah.
moves it? He's on pace for 37 goals, 58 assists, and 95 points. Right? I could see him getting 40. I really could. I could see him breaking through those numbers. And I wrote this after. When did I write this? I don't see the date on it that
I'm
I
pretty
wrote
sure
it.
it was right after the Winter Classic.
Right, it was pretty close. It was shortly after the Winter Classic. Yeah. Uh,
Yes, I have 5 kids on the weekends. I'm very tired.
um, but back to what I was saying. I have something for you guys. Yeah, that's one of my dream guys is to talk to get him on the show.
Hmm.
I've been thinking about writing some short stories.
Hmm.
Right? One's hockey related, others aren't. I want you guys to throw ideas for short stories at me and see if because I told somebody this and they didn't completely believe me. I said, if you give me an idea, it won't take me long. I think I could come up with a narrative for it to write a short story. Well,
Hmm.
now you know that I've thrown that out there. Why not try and do it? Right?
Hmm.
The hardest thing to do is get started. That's the thing. Well, having 5 or 6 people say, "Hey, write about this," or "Hey, well, here's an idea," or someone coming up with something really weird, and to be able to just get my creative juices going is going to get the website going again,
Hmm.
right? And not trying to say anything. Tommy the Magnificent hockey player. Well, you know what, Tommy? I actually have a hockey story in works that I think is pretty cool. So I'll kind of go off that, but I want to just give you guys that chance. VADR, what's your opinion on my Pittsburgh Penguins success of lately? I'd have to look at. First of all, I haven't followed. It's been a little hard to keep up with standings lately. So let me take a quick look at the standing. Actually, you know what? Did Pittsburgh play today? I
Uh,
think so. They played yesterday, right?
I'm
Let me look at something here
checking.
real quick. They played yesterday. I think they won 5-3 or something like that. Come on, mousy mouse.
They won 5-2 against the Blue Jackets.
Okay. So let me look at something here real quick. So they won yesterday. I'm pulling up some stats real quick for me to look at. Let's see here. So they won yesterday. In their last 10, they were four. Oh, that's Columbus. 8-2-0, and they won. So they're either still 8-2-0 or 9-1-0. This
They're 8-2-0. They have won their
okay.
last 4.
Won their last 4. Yeah. Okay. Um, they what I'm seeing with Pittsburgh right now is I'm seeing a team that's clicking, but I still have questions for them on defense, and I still have questions for them in the net.
Hmm.
Right? I know Yari has had moments where he's been brilliant, but he's also had moments where he's not been brilliant. So they are an interesting team. Uh, 13-2 in the last 15. No, I don't think. I think that's going a little overboard there, bud. In the let's see, I'm going to look at here something. So overall, they're 24, 10, and
No,
5.
they're
Oh,
25,
25, 10,
10,
and
and
5.
5.
Um,
They're third in the Metropolitan Division. Um, the
that's a
Rangers have
tough
2 games
division,
out
though.
on them.
That, that's
Uh,
a that's a tough division,
but the
right?
Hurricanes have 3 games back on them, so their lead could possibly get bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the Penguins are playing well. I mean, they probably will, make the playoffs and have a good run.
Well, I see. Actually, I think they're an older team, though.
They
I think
are.
for the most part that they're a much older team, and that's going to take away from what they are. They're in points overall. They're sitting in sixth, a point ahead of the Blues. Are 2 points ahead of the Blues, playing the same amount of games, sitting at that 688 clip. That's a good clip. So right now, that this is something that's really really interesting. How many teams are playing at a 600 or better clip?
Hmm.
Right, 13 teams are at a 600 or better clip. That's freaking impressive,
Well, it
right?
just means that the bottom half of
14
the
teams.
league is
14 teams.
really bad.
I know I'm wrong. 14 teams,
Hmm.
right? You have 14 teams at a 600 or better clip. That number's going to change. Some of these teams are going to lose, right? Some of these
Yeah.
teams are going to drop out. But
And I
it's
think
also
that some of these top teams are going to start getting into a losing streak because we're at
yeah,
that point in the season where it seems like most teams have a bit of a, fumble.
yeah. You've got you have 4 teams that are 700 or better. You have the Hurricanes at 757, but they only played 37 games. I see them falling back a little bit. You have the Avalanche at a 750 clip. Them I don't see falling back.
I do see them falling back.
I still see them staying at that 750 clip. I really do. Because even in this game, here's a game that they've just blown the team away, but they can't put them away, and they're getting a point out of it, if not win the game. They just don't lose.
Yeah,
You
but
got
that's
the
the
Panthers.
Canadians. The Canadians are giving them trouble right now. They can't
Yeah.
finish it out. They're going to end up giving the Canadians a point too if they don't lose.
Right. You got the Panthers at a 744 clip. You got the Lightning at a 702 clip. Maple Leafs 689, Penguins 688, Rangers 683, Wild 681, Blues 663, Bruins 658, Capitals. This is that usual suspects, right?
Yeah. I
Every
mean,
team that I'm naming is a team you expect to be there. There's not one team on that list that you can sit there and say, I didn't think they'd be there.
well, the Colorado's going to have, I mean, they have a couple more games that are going to be pretty much easy for them because they face the Blackhawks. Then the Bruins will probably give them a run for their money.
Yeah.
Then they face the Blackhawks again, and the Sabres and the Coyotes. But then they hit Lightning, Stars, back to back, Golden Knights.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have some challenges coming up here.
You know what's going to hurt them more than anything else, and it's something that happened to the Blues in 19, the All-Star game.
Hmm.
Right? Those guys in the All-Star game, they started wearing out a little bit prior to the break, prior to the pause. So that's something that could happen, that you could see. But here's something right now. You have one of the best teams in the league getting it all handed to them by the worst team in the league.
Hmm.
Right? And that's not the Arizona Coyotes, it's the Avalanche. The Canadians are at a 282 clip. That just shocks me how far they've fallen.
Hmm.
Man, I can't even think of the last time a team went from the finals to last place in the NHL. I cannot think of that. Right? I know it's happened in baseball a few times. The Marlins were famous for that. Right? They win the cup and then sell everybody off. They bought the championship and then sold everybody off. I just don't want to in round one of the playoffs. I agree with you right there, Steve. I absolutely agree with you there. Well, Teddy, that's I'm having a hard time seeing it. I want to see that. I really do. It really would be nice to see a second cup in the rafters, right? I don't want to wait another 52 years for a cup. I want to see that second
this
cup.
team has disappointed me so many times that
Yeah.
right now my goal for the playoffs is make them. The
Yeah.
next goal is get past the first round. Anything after that, I'm happy.
I agree. I think the matchup is going to be important, right? Right now, if the best looking matchup for us is a 2-3 matchup with the Wild.
Hmm.
I think we match up best with them. I think the Predators would give us, if the Predators had home ice, they would give us a bit of a fight. I don't think that if Minnesota gets home ice, that it would be as much of a fight. If we get that 4 spot and we got to go over and play the Knights in that first round, that scares me.
I don't know. We've been playing the Knights pretty well. I mean, there have been some games they've got us, but for the most part, we play the Knights pretty well. I'm not really that concerned about them. I just really don't want to meet the Avs in the first round.
This is a sport that you can't hand any team a championship. Stanley Cup doesn't have the reputation it has for nothing. And that's right. That's a great point.
Hmm.
Great point. Great. I know, no, I'm absolutely with you on that one there, Chris. I completely believe that. Um, it's going to take, first of all, you're going to win or lose the cup in the next month and a half, in the next 6 weeks,
Hmm.
right? The cup will be lost by a bunch of teams in the next 6 weeks, and a lot of teams are going to um, put their hands on it in that 6 weeks. Between now and the middle of March, and I know the season goes out to April, there's another 6 weeks after that. But to me, this is the meat on the bone. This is that the dog. They talk about it, the dog days of summer in baseball. This is the dog days
Hmm.
with the way the schedule is set up now. The only team that worries me, and it's a bad matchup for the Blues, is the Avalanche. And it's true, it is a tough matchup. There's
I
things that
think
they
we could
do.
take them in a 7-game series this season, but it's not one that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, it's one. Well, see, here's the thing. It's which Avalanche team shows up.
Hmm.
If the Avalanche team shows up that plays fair, we have a chance. If Dirty Avalanche shows up, we don't have a chance at all.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. And this team has been shown to play dirty,
Hmm.
right? They absolutely have been shown to play dirty. And if they're going to come out and play dirty, well, what do we do then?
I
Right?
agree.
And that's the issue that I have, because we don't play dirty.
Yeah.
We can try and rough them up, but when they're taking Bozak out with a blatant elbow that nobody calls, and
Hmm.
then they come and blame Bozak for the elbow. That's what got me.
Hmm.
He takes an elbow to the face, and it's his fault.
We do play dirty, but not that kind of dirty. We play a
Yeah,
fair dirty.
yeah. No, I don't even think we play dirty.
We play gritty. That's
Gritty. There's
better.
a difference between gritty and dirty,
Hmm.
right? Um, how many guys have been suspended from the Blues this season? I think of one.
Yeah, I think one.
Vishnevich
Hmm.
took a 2-game suspension. I know that Colorado's had more than one guy suspended. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure they have.
Oh,
Uh, I think
absolutely.
I think they had Kadri suspended and one other guy. I'd have to go look. I don't know.
Landeskog.
Landeskog got suspended, right?
Hmm.
And Landeskog got suspended for a Blues hit, right?
No, he got suspended before the Blues, and that's why you discredited their first win against them because they didn't have Landeskog.
No, we played him the second game of the season.
We
Our
played
first game of the
them our
season.
first, but they played like 3 other games.
Oh,
They
okay.
started a week ahead of us.
Okay.
Um,
Right. Who is third goalie tomorrow? I think he's their goalie tomorrow is what he's saying. You know what? I don't know. They've got a minor leaguer. They got a guy that hadn't started in the NHL in 4 years.
mhm,
He's the guy that only gave up 1 goal against Tampa, right? Up until the shootout.
mhm.
So that's I forget who it is, but that and I honestly don't want to look it up right now. We're getting
Um,
close to the end of the
yeah, we
show.
are. And Landeskog was suspended for 2 games for a low hit on Kirby Doc of the
Chicago
Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. Yeah. But then they had somebody else get suspended though, right?
They might have, but those are the 2 that I know
Shit,
of.
they just won it.
Well,
I mean, this team just doesn't lose.
they will.
They-
They will. I honestly see the Bruins handing it to them. And I
I
don't
hope
like
so.
the Bruins, but they're not in our
Yeah,
division, so
I
go
don't either,
ahead.
but I hope so.
Go ahead and kick, the Avs to the curb. But I also see them having issues when they're playing the Eastern teams.
Tomorrow night is a 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. No, I have not gotten my booster yet because I'm still in the COVID window. So I got to wait to get out of the COVID window. I actually today is like the first day that I like slept.
Oh, good.
Like I've been sleeping. Because because you can't sleep with a mask on. Me and my wife have slept separately for the past 2 weeks, and the last 2 days I've slept in the bed because I couldn't do it anymore. I was sleeping on a twin mattress on the floor, and my body just was killing me. So I ended up sleeping until like 9 o'clock this morning. I woke up a couple times like I always do, but I still went back to sleep. No, you're right, Steve. We can't control what the Avs do, and we can only control how we play. Um, we just got to hope that we keep playing. We got to play our way into second place, and that's the thing. And I absolutely mean that. And I know people don't want to hear that, right? We got to play our way into second place, and we're sitting in third in points percentage.
In all honesty, I don't even think that we need to focus on the place right now. We just need to play the best hockey that we can play and win as many of the games that we can so that we place well.
Right. Well, there's 5 teams in this division that can go anywhere from 1 to 5.
Exactly, and that's why if they focus on what other teams are doing, they're going to lose their game because they're going to be trying to play catch up, and there's only so much they can do except for play their own game. Play the best hockey they can play, get as many points as possible.
Well, here it is. You're really the only way to get home ice is first. If you take second, you get home ice in 1 round, maybe 2. Right?
It all
Road or home
depends
doesn't.
because in the history lately, it seems that the first teams are getting out in the first round.
Yeah, the road, the teams that can win on the road, and that's been an Achilles heel for the Blues, seem to be the teams that do better in the playoffs, and that's what you look at what Montreal did last season. They got down 3-1 and had to win two of those 3 games on the road and won them both. Won all 3. Ended up, but they had to play on they were the last team in the playoffs. Man, excuse me. Well, see, everyone, a lot of Blues fans hate me for this. I discount the narrative on the Blues run. The Blues were not a bottom team. They were not. They were third, but they were only a point out of first.
Okay, but that goes back to the whole placement of where you get, and he's referring to the road team. The Blues were a very good road team that season, and that's why they played so well because they didn't have home advantage. They were a good road team.
I think they won 10 of those 16 games they won on the road.
Yep,
Right?
good road team.
And actually, when you think about it, they were an absolute great.
It's like they fed on the booze from the opposition.
Yeah.
Like it motivated
You
them.
remember against Winnipeg, they went up 2-0. Right, and then when Winnipeg came here and tied it back up, and then you had Game 5. And Game 5, if you're looking at the playoffs, Game 5, when it's a tie game with seconds left, and that pass over to Steen, I think it was, either Steen or Schwartz, I think it was Steen, that wins that game with seconds to go. That blew Winnipeg apart. That destroyed that team. And when they get into St. Louis 2 nights later, they had nothing. Right, and then we get the Stars, and the Stars, man, they took us. I mean, the Stars took us to Game 7. Now, I do think that something gets really missed in Game 7. It shouldn't have been 1-1 going into the overtime. It should have been 1-0. The goal the Stars scored should not have counted. Right, because in my eyes, it was directly off a referee.
Fair enough.
The one where I want to say Perron passed it across. It hits the ref's skate. Kicks straight out to a Stars player who buries it into an empty net. Well, it was an empty net because Bennington thought it was going behind the net. That's where it should have been going. To me, that's directly off the referee. The referee influenced that goal, so that goal shouldn't have counted. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
look at it. Yes, the rule doesn't state that. Da 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 da. Whatever. And then we get that. What Berube did in that playoff, in that game. Yes, that is the game that Bishop stood on his head. I mean, they came within millimeters of winning. I think it was Ben who put one around, a wrap around that just stayed on the blue line.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
well, but Shockey, that's not what. There was a play earlier in the season where the Blues hit a referee in the crotch, and the goalie touched it and put it in the net. Yet they said that was directly off a referee and didn't count. So how does this one count when that one didn't?
Because it came out to a Stars player who shot the puck and put it in our net. It
But
was not off of the referee that hit the goalie and then went in. So that's where it's different.
Thing. It's the same play. It's
Not really.
Yes,
Not
it
really.
is. Longo put that puck in the net. Longo
Okay,
put the.
they're not going to say a goaltender put it in the net because it went off of a referee and the goalie fumbled it. Therefore, they're saying no goal. But with the
Puck
other one,
doesn't
it
go in
bounced
the
off
net
of a
if
skate,
Longo
which is
doesn't
no
touch it.
different than hit the boards and come out.
I see that, but what my point is, Longo never touches that puck. It never goes in the net. Longo redirected the puck in the net. It's the same thing. Yes, I get it. I understand it. I don't agree with it.
Okay, you cannot agree with it, but it was still a good goal. Even though it
Well,
irritated the crap out of me, it was a good goal. And we still
no,
won the game.
I think that if the puck touches the referee, and I brought this rule up to other people, and some see it, some don't, the next player to touch the puck cannot score. Right? That takes it away. That means that if the puck hits the referee, doesn't matter if a goalie puts it in, he's the next person to touch it, he can't score. But it also means that it doesn't come up to a guy, and this has happened in the Blues numerous times, by the way, and I can't think of them getting the benefit of it too many times. I know it's happened against us more than I can say it's happened for us. But it would also mean that guy couldn't shoot the puck in the net. He would have to pass it or corral it or do something else. And that takes the ref. That means that the ref doesn't influence the game other than with his calls.
Oh, sorry.
Chris says, but it went to the net directly, and the Stars player could have happened to be on the ice in the D zone. If it hits the ref and sets up a breakaway, it still counts. I understand that. I get it. I'm just saying it shouldn't, and we'll end it there. After that, they beat the living crap out of the Sharks. Well, the Sharks.
We had to have the hand pass first.
The hand pass. The Sharks was the hand pass. And that could have gone so differently, right? It could have gone so differently. I give Berube so much credit for coming out and saying, I'm not going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the next game. And the next game was a 2-1 win.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until game 5 and 6 that they just destroyed them.
Yeah.
Right? And they had so many players. The Blues were – there's a hit that Pronger made – or not Pronger, Pertangelo made on and I can't remember who it was on, but it was real close to a head hit that should have been called and a suspension that wasn't. But then again, I think no, that was a different play. I just seen something similar, but it was a rebound off the goalie that came out to somebody. Devils beat the Hurricanes 7-4. Wow, way to go, Devils! I know somebody was at that game and he was talking about it going to be a massacre. It was the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went the other way. Well,
But see, even really good teams can get caught by surprise.
Yeah, they can. Are you ready for tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
Going to be a fun one. Going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a hard game to call. I don't think I want to do. I think the game that I want to try and do the live for is the Calgary game. Right? That's on Monday. And because it starts at 8 o'clock St. Louis time, I think we get more viewers. Right. And when we come on and do our half hour ahead of time and just kind of go from there, I'll stay on. You come on at the intermissions if you want.
Okay.
I think that's the way we're going to do it. We'll talk to Lance, see if Lance wants to do that. I think Lance would. I think Lance, I don't think Lance would want to do a live reaction because Lance watches the game just the way I do. So it makes it a little harder to peg in there. So, guys, enjoy the game. Enjoy us tomorrow. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your Saturday. We'll see you Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time as the Blues will take on the Vancouver Canucks. This is Guy for Ashley and for Lance saying aloha mahalo and
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.